Hi everyone, Jen Roque here at stampcampwithjen.com. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Summerfield, Florida, and thank you so much for joining me today. If you're watching on my Facebook page, please go ahead and like and follow me if you haven't already done so. And if you're on my YouTube channel, please like and subscribe. All of the measurements, if you're watching from my YouTube channel, are in the description at the very bottom of the post, and you can click on any of the supplies to shop them in my online store. You can also head over to stampcampwithjen.com and see the full list of supplies, and the link to that is in my YouTube description below. In July, if you purchase through me, you get a roll of this beautiful glittered organdy ribbon. It's 3/8 inches wide. It's black with this little glitter inside. So anytime you make well, not anytime, but one-time purchase of $50 through me in my online store using my July host code, you will get this item for free. So I always have a free monthly gift. So be sure to check out the details for that at Stamp Camp with Jen as well. Before we get into our project today, I want to remind you of a couple things going on right now. So we have this designer series paper sale that's going on through August 2nd, 2021. You can get 15% off of 9 different papers from the annual catalog. They're all 15% off and available through August 2nd, okay? The paper we're going to use today is this Pansy Petals, so you can get that for 15% off, so it's $9.78, normally $11.50. Couple other things I have going on today, and you can again find all the details for these on my website at Stamp Camp with Jen. I have my paper share or my product share offering for the July through December mini catalog. You have until August 1st to sign up for that. I have 3 different options. I have a paper option, a ribbon option, and then a deluxe option, which my deluxe option is always your best bet. You get a free gift. You get to pick a celebration item, a $50 celebration item, and it's really the best deal. I'm also going to be holding a mini catalog launch party on July 26th through 31st. That's also going to be at stampcampwithjen.com. Be sure to check my website. I'll have a complete list of the schedule of events is listed on there, so you can see what we're going to be doing each day. And last but definitely not least, if you're looking for some Christmas inspiration, I have my Christmas and August events here. The top one is my in-person event that I'm going to have if you're local to Bellevue or Summerfield, Florida, near the Villages in Florida. We're going to be at the VFW post in Bellevue on August 28th from 1 to 4. So I really hope you can join me. You can email me at stampcampwithjen@gmail.com by August 7th to sign up for that one. If you're not local and you would like some Christmas information, then my Christmas card buffet to go is the option for you. You have until August 15th to register. This option will have a stamp set included, and you'll have the option, or you'll be making 8 different cards. There are 4 designs, 2 of each design, so a total of 8 cards. Plus, you'll get all the tutorials with the supplies and measurements and everything for all of the cards that we're making. That'll get emailed to you, so you can still see all of the cards we're going to make and get extra inspiration that way. So if you have any questions, always feel free to reach out to me. You can always email me at stampcampwithjen@gmail.com. All right, so now that we've gotten all of the admin stuff out of the way, let's get to our project. So this is a double panel fun fold card. You lift it up and you have another little surprise panel here, and then you put your greeting and your message right there. And I just thought this was so fun. I saw this, Dawn Griffith made a bunch of these, and I decided to redesign it with the Pansy Patch Suite for my Stamp Camp classes. So I'm going to show you how to make this. So let's get started. There's lots of little pieces in my kit here. So we have our basic white card base that I've scored in half. This is 5.5 by 8.5. And again, all these measurements, if you're watching on my YouTube channel, are in the description below, or they can be found at stampcampwithjen.com. I have 4 pieces of soft succulent paper, and these are, let's see, I wrote my measurements down here. These are 1 1/8 by 4 1/8. And then we have 4 strips of DSP that are going to go right over it, and these are 1 by 4 strips. You can do them all the same design. I ran out of this pansy paper, so I decided to pull in another design. So we're going to have a little bit of variety with that one. And then we have this strip is 1 inch by 5 1/2 inch. This piece is 2 7/8 by 4 1/8. And then we're using the soft succulent gingham from that Pansy Patch DSP pack, and this is 2 3/4 by 4, and that's going to go over the top of that one. And then we have our stitched frames. So this is the second largest frame, and this is the third largest frame, and we're just going to layer these right over each other. And this is from the Stitched So Sweetly dies here. So I don't have the dies because I have them in my little kit for my stamp camp classes. So, and then I already die cut. So this is from the paper. This is just a pansy from the paper that you can die cut with the pansy die. So I already did that. And then I took a soft succulent leaf and I used the die, and I love that it makes that little like vein leafy impression. And then I took some soft succulent in color shimmer vellum, and I die cut the little overlay that we're gonna put over the top of our leaf just to give it some shine and some depth, okay? So first what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put all my little paper pieces aside, and I'm gonna show you how to cut the card base. It's very simple. So let's go ahead and fold our card in half here. Okay. And then we're gonna grab our paper trimmer, and on one side here, let me make sure I have room. This is a little cluttered, there we go. Sorry about my light there. All right, so now what we're gonna do, we're gonna make it so our 5 1/2 inch side is at the top. It doesn't really matter which side you do, whatever side you cut is gonna be the front. So what I'm gonna do is on the right hand side, I'm gonna move my paper so that it's over here to this 1 1/4 inch line. And then I'm just gonna cut straight down until we get to the 5 1/2 inch mark, or sorry, 4 1/4. So if you notice on your paper trimmer, you have a ruler on the side here, and then in your little blade, there's these little lines. If you line those lines up with the line on the 4 1/4 inch mark, it will line up perfectly, and you'll know exactly where you need to stop. So that's what I'm gonna do here, right there. Perfect. And now we're gonna do the same thing. So we're gonna move this over to 1 1/4 on the left-hand side, and I'm gonna move my blade up, and I'm gonna line this line in the middle of my blade to the 4 1/4 inch line. And that's how I know when to stop. When those two lines meet, I'm where I need to be. And you can see I didn't cut too far or too short. It's lined up exactly where it needs to go. So now that's how you make the little panels, oops, sorry, the little panels for the front there. So now we have all of our little flaps, okay? So let's go ahead and adhere some of these strips. So I'm gonna go ahead and put my gingham DSP on. Where is, here we go. I'm just gonna use seal. You can use whatever adhesive you're comfortable with. I have no problem with seal. I know some people have a hard time with it. It rolls back on itself and they can't get the tape to come out. I would say just keep trying. You will eventually get it. It just takes practice. It's hard for all of us to get used to it because we're so used to the old Stampin' Up! Snail where it used to make that clicking noise. That was kind of like your mental check and your hearing check to know that it was coming out. But this new stuff is real quiet and it doesn't do that. So now I'm just taking my 1x4 inch rectangles, my DSP, and I'm putting them on the soft succulent layers behind there. And this is gonna be so cute. I loved this card. I follow a lot of other demonstrators. I think we all do. We all, you know, everybody needs to get inspiration from somewhere. And I just love Dawn Griffith. I think she's got a lot of great ideas. There's a few demonstrators that I really follow. I like their style. She really seems to come up with a lot of good ideas. They're quick and easy, and customers just love her. And she seems real sweet too. All right, so we did those. So now we're gonna adhere these panels. So what I did, I like the more detailed pansies on the front, so I'm gonna put those there. And then I'm gonna put this other pattern on the inside for right now. So again, I'm just gonna keep using seal, but like I said, use whatever adhesive you're comfortable with, and you're just gonna have a little white border all the way around. So just line that up, okay? But yeah, if you're more comfortable with liquid glue or tear and tape or whatever, I know a lot of people like liquid glue because it kind of is very forgiving. It gives you kind of a few minutes to wiggle it around before it sets in place, which is really nice. So if you're worried about it being perfect and you want it to have some time, then feel free to use the liquid glue by all means. And then for these inside panels, you just want, like I said, just a little tiny frame of white, little tiny border all the way around. So at my Stamp Camp classes, I always try to teach a technique card, a fun fold card, and then a 3D project. So this was the fun fold that I decided to use for this class. I thought it would be a really cool way to show off the DSP, especially while it's on sale right now, so people could see all the different layers of the beautiful paper. All right, so we've got those layers. So we've got our two side panels and our front DSP panel, and then you lift all those up, and you've got your little panels on the inside, okay? So now this strip, this is our 1 inch by 5.5 inch strip. We're just gonna bring it up, I don't know, maybe an inch from the bottom, and we're gonna glue underneath where it's glued on the left and the right side panels. And I actually am gonna use liquid glue for this, just to make sure that I have a little bit of time to kind of wiggle it around and make sure it's straight. So I'm just gluing about where it should be over the panels. If you kind of lay it on top of your card like that, it makes it easier to make sure that you're putting the glue where you want it to be. Okay, and since this is the whole width of the card, you're just going to kind of lay it from edge to edge, and you may have to kind of push the sides in so that everything is flush next to each other, because these little flaps have a tendency to fly out to the side there. All right, and again, we just want to glue it onto these side panels. We don't want to glue it onto the middle panel because we want it to be able to flip up away from this panel. Now you could, I didn't do this, but you could put a little strip of like basic white underneath here, or a little sentiment right here, so that there's like another surprise. I didn't do that for this one though. I tried to keep it pretty simple. So, all right, so we're gonna move that one to the side, and now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our, oh, actually, let's put our flower together first. So I'm gonna get my silicone mat here, and what I'm gonna do with this Evening Evergreen shimmer foil that I die cut, I'm gonna add just a little bit of glue all over. And you probably could use adhesive sheets, but I just decided to use liquid glue. I think that's fine. And then we're gonna take this and and that's exactly why I use the silicone sheet, because I don't want my glue to get all over my work surface and make a big mess. And I'm just lining it up along the edge and then pressing the glue down. And when it dries, it'll dry clear. You won't really be able to see it. And there we have our shimmery leaf. I really like that. All right, and now all I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna kind of tuck that behind the left-hand side of the pansy here. So I'm just gonna add a little bit of glue to the leaf. Just that little section. And then I'm gonna put my pansy right over the top of it. Oops. All right, so now we've got that, and we can set that aside and move our silicone sheet out of the way. And then we're gonna do our stamping. So the stamp that we're using is from the Pansy Patch Suite, and it says, wishing you a little extra happiness just because you're you. So I'm using polished pink. And when I stamp, I'm gonna stamp over to the right-hand side because we're gonna put that pansy, we're gonna layer it over here in the corner. So I want my sentiment to be more on the right-hand side there. And this is a good way to use your silicone mat as well to give you some extra cushion when you're stamping to make sure that your photopolymer stamps get a nice crisp image. You can put your silicone mat right under it. And it came out perfect. I love it. I love that polished pink color, it's so pretty. Pink is my favorite anyway, but all right. So now see, this is gonna go like over the side like that. So we can go ahead and put this on our soft succulent frame. Just center it in the middle there. And then I'm going to use more seal and really just use it more over your pansy, not the leaf so much because it might come off to the side. And I'm just gonna kind of put it right there off to the side. Now, when you adhere your frame on here, you just want to put a little bit of seal or glue right in the middle of this strip because that's where we're going to put our frame, is right in the center. It's not going to go all the way from edge to edge. So I'm just going to put it right over where the central DSP swatch is. And then I'm going to put my frame right in the middle. And then the last little touch is we are gonna add a bumblebee trinket. These are so stinking cute. Look how, they're not very big, but they're so pretty. I just love them. All right, so the easiest way I've found to adhere these is to take a glue dot on you leave it on the strip there, and then you just put the bee on top of the glue dot and press it down. And now your glue dot is transferred to the back of the bee. And I'm just gonna put it down here right in the corner where that little U kind of swirls out. So it looks like he's flying on the message there. And that's it. That's all there is to this card. It's a double panel fun fold card. I love it so much. I think this would be a really special card for anybody to receive. You could do it as a thank you, thinking of you, birthday, anything like that. So again, don't forget this DSP is on sale through August 2nd. So if you need to add some more of this to your craft stash, then please shop with me, Jennifer Roque, at stampinup.com. And don't forget to use that host code on your $50 or more order, and you'll get that black organdy ribbon as your free gift as a thank you for shopping with me. All right, guys. Well, until next time, stay safe and happy crafting. Bye.